Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Alex. I'm outside Stamford Bridge with George and Ricky. Ricky, you've been on here a few times, mate.
I have, mate.
And to be honest, usually when you come on here, we don't win. So I don't know what's going on, Ricky, but
It's true, to be fair. I think you're right. It's I thought we played well first half. We didn't do so bad. We had all the ball. We had all the possession. Cole Palmer, what a signing! Honestly, that man put Sterling to shame. He's phenomenal. He was all over the park. His finishing product at the minute is the one thing he's probably got to work on a little bit. He had a chance when we were 1-0 down in the second half. Could have made it 1-1 before they obviously got their second goal. And I mean, I was fuming after Arsenal. I come saw you actually. You were doing cams and all that, and I didn't come on because I was fuming. I thought after the Arsenal we were cruising. That game we played so well. That was a team that Pochettino is building, and I still believe in Pochettino. I do. I think he's the man. I'm not going to go away from that. A couple of mates and people I know, they are thinking that, you know, being Spurs and all this, that, and the other, that he's just not the man. But he gets us. He's playing. He's getting the team playing well. We didn't have our best game in the second half today. We once they scored a goal as well, which come out of nothing really again as well. It was one of those. Colwell played well. Thiago's playing well, okay. Disasi's a unit, but is he? And obviously Reece is on his way back and all that, which is good. So I mean, I don't know. George's got any other ideas on that, but
yeah, go on, mate. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought first half we actually played really well. You know, Sterling probably should have scored. You know, Cole Palmer, lovely. I think he's been probably our best buy of the summer, to be fair.
Nobody expected it.
No, nobody expected it. You know, for 40 million. I was gutted when Mount went, but I literally think he is better than Mason Mount now. Just his build-up play, and problem is with Cole Palmer, he's lovely touches and that. He's expecting someone decent to run onto it, especially as a striker. But we haven't got a striker. You know, Jackson works his ass off, but it's just the final third again. First half we played really well, but those positions again lets us down. Yeah, it's one of those games again. Against Forest was probably the same as well. You know,
I think it was worse against Forest though, because if you ask me, whoever got the first goal in this game was going to win.
100%. I said at half time, when it went 0-0 at half time, I was like, yeah, we're going to be in trouble here, because Brentford will probably come out going, well, they can't score, so we're going to sit back. Exactly what they've done. Can't break teams down. They go 1-0 up. We're chasing the game. Obviously, Sanchez come up for a corner. Bang, there you go. 2-0. Game's over. It was game over before that anyway, but it's it's annoying because I can see what we're trying to build as a team, but it's very frustrating because we can't score once again.
I mean, where do you stand on Sterling then, Ricky? Because when he first came in last season, you were never a fan.
no, I'm still not. I mean, problem with Sterling, he's coming for a big price tag. We know that he came in for 55 million. Big price tag at the time. We've bought more expensive players since. I get that. A stupid amount, to be fair, but he's 1 in 4, 1 in 6. He has one good game and he has 4 to 6 bad games, or games where he's non-existent. Not bad games necessarily. He's just not in it as much as he is in that one outstanding game. Burnley, 3 weeks ago, outstanding. Gets his 2 goals. He was superb. Since then, where's he been? Left back in the change room, isn't he, again? He just didn't, and that's the problem. I always find, you look at Cole Palmer, he works his socks off. He really does. And then you look at Sterling, and even today, especially today, he's looking for that ball to be right to his feet. He doesn't want to run for it. He doesn't want to, you know, he did one bit where we were 1-0 down and he did some defensive work, and he sort of tracked away. He let the man go, and he sort of wandered into the middle because he knew there was 2 players behind him from Brentford. He had to sort of track as well, so he did really well in that phase, and it sort of bobbled off his leg, and it came to nothing, which was really good. So he did do well in that phase as a defender. As an attacker, I just don't see where he goes. He's often through down the sides, down the middle. He had a couple of chances. He was one-on-one early doors. We were 0-0. He was one-on-one. And he was in front of the defender, and somehow the defender's caught up with him. Now, you always think Sterling's quite quick, but the more I look at it, I don't know his age, he's lost his pace. I think
sometimes it's just he's indecisive.
He's indecisive. I agree with that. I do actually agree with that. And Jackson was another one. I was saying to the lady next to me that was sitting there, I said to her at the time, I said, Catherine, like, what's going on? Like, with Jackson, is it his pace and is it his physical attributes? And 2 minutes later, what happens? He's running through, one-on-one with the keeper. Like he's got the ball. He gets tracked back by the defender, so he's caught down, and that means that he's lost his pace. Yeah. And then the second thing, next minute, he's on his bum.
It's tough as well because, you know, Poch hasn't really got options. Mudryk is out, Enzo's out.
Yeah. Today was quite hard from the bench. Obviously, Washington come on. Well,
you can't really expect anything.
No, of course you can't. You know, you're looking for an option, and we didn't really have anyone. The only player I thought on the bench today was Reece James. I know Desassi's been injured, so just thought down the right hand side we could get a few more balls in, especially, you know, with Jackson maybe in the box, but it just didn't materialise in the end, and especially from short corners today, we were so poor. You know, we're literally giving them possession back, weren't we? At the end of the day, there's so many. There was a corner. I think Gallagher come off Cole Palmer. Brentford were just running through it at one point, and it's just the basics at the moment. It's just, especially second half. But you know, we've got to get Potts time. It's a new team, and I do think today we missed Enzo massively. Just controlling that midfield with Caicedo as well. I think him and Caicedo work well together. I looked around sometimes and I thought Caicedo was a little bit lost without Enzo. I thought he looked over because obviously Gallagher was playing a little bit more forward, and I thought, you know, him and Caicedo, one goes, one sits, and yeah, I definitely thought he missed him today. But you know, it's frustrating, but you know, we got to kick on, and it wouldn't surprise me if we go and beat Spurs.
On beat Spurs. On Monday, yeah, of course we will. We're going to do them. It's 3 Point Lane. We're going to go there. We're going to do them over. Yes, we had a bad result for the first time in ages last year away at Tottenham, but we're going to go and turn them over. We just will. They're doing average in the league. You know, they're somewhere. I don't know where they are, but they're being them. They'll do a Spursy it soon, and they'll be like 15th before you know it. So we're going to turn them over. So I know where they are in the league, obviously, but we're going to go and do a number on them, and we've got Blackburn in the week. We'd get a good confidence boost there. To be fair, the two players who come out today with credit for me, Cole Palmer, honestly, buy the season. Across the board, buy the season. Man's legend. He's going to be a future Hall of Famer for us. And then we've also got Conor Gallagher, captain, fantastic. Until Reece came on, lovely to see him give Reece the captain's armband. It's nice to see Reece back. Reece is looking big. Reece is looking muscular big. I don't know, we just looked at him. He was on my side second half. He looks big. You know, the man's got a glass jaw at the minute for me. He's got to prove things to me. I love Reece James to bits, but he's got to prove a lot to me. He's got to play 5 games in a row. Come on against Arsenal. We lost it at that point. He's come on against Brentford today. We've lost it again. Not his fault. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that he's got to prove that he's got about 10 games in him where he can go, where he's playing solid and he's putting a shift in, which he always does. And we love Reece. He's one of our own. So, you know, it's one of those. But I think over to you, Alex, for the last bit.
Thank you, boys. Thank you, boys. Always a pleasure.
Cheers, boys.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Ricky, mate. But listen, guys, I think what we can say is, judging from all the fan cams, if you have watched all of the fan cams, this is going to be the last one that we film. Generally speaking, there's a decent amount of optimism still within the fan base. I think we can all agree with that. People are obviously disappointed with the result. It's not acceptable to lose to Brentford, but if you look at the circumstances, if you look at the situation Pochettino's in, he hasn't had a single game yet in the Premier League competitively to actually play with or have a chance to select from a fit squad. And I'm not saying that you need to have every single player available all the time, but it's nice to see a couple of them in action at some point, you know. Nkunku looked great in pre-season, not available. Chukwuemeka looked great in pre-season, not available. A lot of the players that were starting in those games on the tour in America, a lot of them are on loan as well. Father said it himself. So for me, it's just building some stability. Getting the players used to playing with each other, playing under a manager who is then used to being in contact with a boardroom that is consistent as well, because there's been a lot of change every single place at Chelsea Football Club. This is not a case of little tweak here, little tweak there. We literally took it all off, swiped the table, and we've started putting the pieces back on the chessboard straight away, and it's never going to work out just like that, is it? Of course you can sign great players, but if you already have a great team, it's a lot easier. And what we did is we took a lot of great players and we put them in with great potential. So what does that mean? It means it's not going to click straight away. Vis-a-vis why we had a bad season last year, poor recruitment in terms of the management. But this year I think we've got it spot on with the management, and now it's just about allowing the players to develop. So for me, in terms of the Bowley project, in terms of Clearlake, this is year one. Last year does not mean anything to me. Are you telling me that building on a season with Graham Potter and Frank Lampard and Bruno for one game, does that set the foundations for Chelsea to then be successful next year? I don't think so. So give Pochettino time. Have a little bit of blind faith. I'm not saying have it forever, but understand that he's more than capable of fulfilling this role. If there's ever a manager that could do it, it's him, right? Because he has not been brought here to win the league year one, right? He's been brought here to set the foundations to then win the league later down the line, like Jurgen Klopp, like Arteta, like Pep Guardiola. All these managers who started off a little bit shaky, and right now they're doing pretty well. So hopefully Chelsea could be in a similar position in a couple of years' time, even next season, just to be playing European football is an upgrade on this year, and then we can be talking about the league title from then on. But right now, understand that the players we have are good enough, but just not right now. We just need to give them a little bit of wiggle room to grow and just get off their backs, guys. Understand that it's a process. I mean, I bang on about this bloody process, but what else is it? So if you agree or disagree with anything we've said, leave a comment, let me know what you think, like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope you enjoyed all the fan cams, guys. All the best, up the Chelsea, and we'll see you very soon.